This episode's brought to you by The Public Domain Shop, a clothing brand inspired by classic literature and film. Use the code Wolff to get 10% off your next sweatshirt purchase. It was grade 12. Holy Grail was playing in the music room after school for a fundraiser, and everyone in school was going to see it. Except me, because the only Monty Python stuff I had seen at the time didn't make me laugh until my more cultured friends talked me into it last minute, while still having the mindset of, alright Monty, show me what you got. Halfway through the fucking Moose Llama credits, I almost died. I couldn't breathe from how hard I was laughing. Good news is, I lived to see the rest of the film, it was hilarious, and I was much more appreciative of Monty Python's sense of humor. But weirdly enough, as much as I love quoting it beat for beat and making myself giggle, it's been years since I've actually sat through any of their shit from beginning to end, so with that, half a century after seeing it the first time, how was it? Well, for the anniversary, I took a friend of mine to see it who is older than me, but had never heard of Monty Python, much less seen any of their shit. She and I had to have been the loudest people in the theater. Hell, I almost died again from inhaling popcorn like a vacuum and nearly choking on it. And according to her, it was one of, if not the best theatrical experiences of her life. Yay, Canada. But I did ask her when I told her I was going to review the movie with these nightmare fuel cutouts, how do you review a movie like this? There's no story so much as a series of somewhat connected skits of the dumbest knights and king in history. The production is so cheap they fucking pretend to have horses, and so much as a tap on the shoulder makes you bleed to death. And the animation's done with, well, paper. Hell, that begs an even bigger question. How and why is any of this shit funny? What makes this one of the all-time comedy classics? And more importantly, was that 5 questions or free? Well, the one thing I've noticed most about Monty Python's style of comedy, especially in Holy Grail, is they do something a lot of comedians suck hard at doing. Repetition. But in their case, it's the reason their lines are so quotable. In fact, the parts I laughed hardest to the point of tears are the ones where they repeat the same gag to the point of exhaustion. But compared to everyone else in Hollywood, there's an art to their repetition in that they find unpredictable ways to tell the exact same joke where the smallest change of words in their sentence or conversation makes all the difference. Even at its most predictable, the idea of each joke is for a character to drag out a topic of conversation for so long that the others realize how stupid the situation is and get so frustrated that when they finally snap, their rage is what makes it so fucking hilarious. But of course, as brilliant as these twits are at writing, had they not been so good at performing, it would have been a bigger waste than this fucking paper I'm using right now. Thankfully, through pitch-perfect timing and delivery, they all knew how rapid-fire timing like the Erbert's guards make a scene needlessly complicated. Make sure the prince doesn't leave this room until I come and get him. Not to leave the room even if you come and get him. No, until I come and get him. Until you come and get him, we're not to enter the room. No. You stay in the room and make sure he doesn't leave, and you'll come and get him. Right. We don't need to do anything apart from just stop him entering the room. No, leaving the room. Leaving the room, yes. And that same speed of talking is why the three-headed giant's my favorite line to quote. In that case, I shall have to kill you. Shall I? Oh, I don't think so. Well, what do I think? I think kill him. Oh, let's be nice to him. Oh, shut up. And you. Oh, quick, get the sword. I want to cut his head off. Oh, cut your own head off. Yes, do us all a favor. What? Yapping on all the time? You're lucky you're not next to him. What do you mean? You snore. Oh, I don't. Anyways, you've got bad breath. But it's only because you don't brush my teeth. Oh, stop bitching and let's all have tea. All right. We'll kill him first, and then we'll have tea and biscuits. Yes, or not biscuits. All right, not biscuits, but let's kill him anyway. Right. He bagging off, so he has his scarpered. But at the same time, they can change it up at the turn of a dime with the holy pin grenade scripture drawn out just enough without overstaying its welcome. And Saint Attila raised the hand grenade up on high, saying, O Lord, bless this thy hand grenade, that with it thou mayst blow thine enemies to tiny bits in thy mercy. And the Lord did grin, and the people did feast upon the lambs, and sloths, and carp, and anchovies, and orangutans, and breakfast cereals, and fruit bats, and large chalupas. Skip a little bit, brother. That it's now one of my favorite scenes. I've tried narrowing down who was my favorite character, let alone actor, but to their credit, the script doesn't really prioritize anyone to be funnier than the rest. They all equally carry this film on their scrawny little shoulders. Chapman spends most of the movie just playing Arthur, and given his demons at the time, that was probably a good thing. But I always liked quoting him as God. "Oh, don't grumble. One thing I can't stand is people groveling. Sorry, and don't apologize. Every time I try to talk to someone, it's sorry this and forgive me that, and I'm not worthy. What are you doing now? I'm reverting my eyes, O Lord. Well, don't. It's like those miserable psalms. They're so depressing. Now knock it off. Yes, Lord. Right." And his deadpan delivery always made him the perfect straight man. In fiction, that is. John Cleese is the famous Python, so why bother explaining him? Eric Idle probably plays the sleaziest characters, so naturally he gets some of the best bits. "Brave Sir Robin ran away. No! Bravely ran away, away." And for the longest time, I always thought Michael Palin and especially Terry Jones were the least remarkable Pythons in this, at least in regards to performing. But looking up characters they played like the Giant Heads, the Knights Who Say Nyeh, and Prince Herbert among others, let's not bicker and argue over who killed who, made me more appreciative of their work. As for Terry Gilliam making his first Holy Grail film, interesting. His performance as the soothsayer alone leads to easily my favorite joke in the film. "What is your name?" "It is Arthur, King of the Britons." "What is your quest?" "To seek the Holy Grail." "What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?" "What do you mean? An African or European swallow?" "Well, I don't know that." "Ah!" "And you know so much about swallows." "Well, you have to know these things when you're king, you know?" And it goes without saying, the way his cutout animations have inventively surreal visuals and almost look as fluid and lively as the brilliance on display here, let alone any other form of animation, is at the very least commendable. The last thing I'll say about this film is the musical score is actually pretty epic. I dare say it's done so seriously, it actually makes the build-up of a scene as they ride their imaginary horses just as funny before the scene even starts. Ray, Innes, I don't know. His songs were so good. No singing. I thought his friend Eric Idle actually wrote all of them because Eric Idle's in Monty Python and he likes music and he made Spamalot single-handedly, so, you know. There's honestly nothing else for me to talk about other than while there's hardly a story, the fantasy elements in this are surprisingly well thought out. I can't say I've ever seen a three-headed giant married couple, a killer rabbit, or a hundred-eyed monster.
I'm not dead!